So I'm on my way to one of our properties that we manage at Volker Lofts, and unfortunately the gentleman that lives there has elected not to pay his rent for this month. He's also let us know that he wants to break his lease, but he hasn't given us any dates of when he wants to be out. He hasn't given us any paperwork or anything in writing, and so we're kind of in the situation where I believe he's trying to use his deposit for his March rent and then try to disappear without any consequences. And unfortunately, that's not really the way that it works. We have a lease in place, and I'm legally bound by our management agreement to enforce the terms of the lease. And the terms of the lease are he's responsible for paying rent and a reletting fee so that the owner doesn't have any additional expenses for the tenant failing to honor his legal obligations out as defined in the lease. So that's what I'm headed towards this morning, and I'll give you guys an update a little bit later. But this is one of the least fun parts of the job. You know, whenever somebody decides that they don't want to abide by the lease, and sometimes it's because they have financial issues, sometimes it's just they decide that they're above what they've legally agreed to and no longer want to honor that. And but in either case, I have an obligation to my landlord to make our best efforts to collect that rent. So I'm on my way to post a 3-day notice, which is a notice to pay or quit. That'll give the tenant 3 days to pay the rent, or we begin the eviction process. And once we start that, we send the money over to the attorneys. They schedule the court date. We schedule it with the sheriff to do the physical move out. And even if this guy disappears, we go forward with the eviction so that it winds up on his record, so that we can then go and go through the collections process, garnish wages, whatever we need to do to try to collect that money for our landlord. Our landlord shouldn't be harmed because again, the tenant failed to honor their commitments. So anyway, that's the update at this point, and I will be at the property in about 10 minutes, and we'll be posting the notice. Okay, so we are now here at the beautiful historic Volker Lofts, and we are going to go ahead and get this notice posted. So it's a secure building, so we'll have to stop and use our key to get access to the front door of the building, and then we'll go ahead and head on up to the unit, and then we'll knock, and if somebody answers, then we'll have to deliver the notice in person. If they don't, then we'll post it on the front door. Okay, so nobody answered, so we're gonna go ahead and just post it on the front door. For extra precaution, we always take a picture of it posted as well. Okay, and now we wait, and hopefully he responds and pays the rent. If he doesn't, then we'll have to go through the eviction process, and it's not a pleasant process for anybody, but that's part of the job, is making sure that tenants pay their rent. So that's what we're doing. Okay, that's it for this update. Hopefully the next update I give you is that he paid the rent and the efforts were successful. If not, we'll update you on what happens next for this young gentleman. Okay.